Hi, fifth graders. Today, our objective for this Friday is to use a story problem strategy to solve story problems related to fractions. So, I'm going to show how to do a couple of these using this strategy, and then you're going to have to do a couple of these problems on your own. So, a strategy that I'm going to be teaching you today is a strategy called CUBES. Now, CUBES stands for some different things, it is an acronym. So C stands for circle all the key numbers. U stands for underline the question. B stands for box in keywords or phrases. E stands for eliminate extra information. And then S is solve the problem. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple of these problems. And I'm going to show you how on your Chromebook you can use some different tools to help you with this strategy. So first thing I'm going to do is I always want to read the problem first. So we're going to read the entire problem together. So let's read number 1. It says 2/7 of the movies in Beth's collection are action movies. Another 5/7 are comedies. What fraction of Beth's movies are either action movies or comedies? So the first thing with cubes is it says to circle all the key numbers. Well, you don't have the option to circle on a Chromebook. So what I'm going to have you actually do is highlight. And so you can go up here and use the highlight tool to highlight the important numbers. So I know that 2 numbers were mentioned, 2 fractions to be exact, 5/7, and then also 2/7 was mentioned. So we have 5/7 and 2/7. So I've highlighted those numbers. Next, I'm going to underline the question. It says, what fractions of Beth's movies are either action movies or comedies? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to this underline button right here, and I've underlined the question. The reason I'm underlining the question is because I want to know what they're asking me to do. In this case, they're asking me what fractions of her movies are either action movies or comedies. Next, I'm going to box in keywords or phrases. So I'm going to use my highlight tool again, but I'm going to use a different color and highlight all of the words that I think are important. Well, the question is asking me about action movies, so I'm going to highlight that, and comedies as well. So that I highlighted words that were related to either, and we've got action movies or comedies. So, all right, next thing is I'm going to eliminate extra information. So I don't really know to any of these words that aren't highlighted, they're just not important. So I'm just going to go to this tool right here, and it's actually, you can click on it, it's called, let me find it here, edit, that's not it. Well, you can delete the words that you think are not necessary. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. For now, I'm going to do Shift, Option, X, nope, Command Z, and if I don't like that, Shift Command X. There we go. So if you do Shift Command X on your Chromebook, that causes things to be striked through. So any of these words that I don't have highlighted or underlined, I'm just going to go Shift Command X on because I don't need them to solve the problem. They're just fluff. They're just extra information. Now, finally, I'm going to solve. So the question, I'm going to go back to the question again. What fraction of Beth's movies are action movies or comedies? Well, 2/7 are action movies and 5/7 are comedies. So I know to solve this problem, I would have to do 2/7 plus 5/7, which equals 7. If I add the bottom and I keep add the tops and keep the bottom the same, 7/7 or 1 whole. Her whole collection is either action movies or comedies. Next, I'm going to do this problem right here. And I'm not actually going to solve it. I'm just going to go through and kind of code it. So this one, I'm going to read the problem. Andy wants to put 9 gallons of water in his new fish tank. He fills a bucket that holds 2 3/8 gallons and pours it into the tank. Then he adds another full bucket of water. How much water does he need to add to the tank? Well, I've got a lot of different things going on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is circle important numbers. So I'm going to go through and highlight with yellow all of the numbers that are important. So we've got 2 3/8 and 9 and another full bucket. So that really says that that's 1. There we go. Now I'm going to underline the question. How much more water does Andy need to add to his tank? So I'm going to go to the underline and I'm going to click that. I'm going to box important words. Then he adds. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to box that word because I think it's important that he added something to his. He wants to put 9 gallons of water. So that means that's his end goal is 9 gallons. He fills a bucket, the holes holds 2 3/8 gallons. I think that's important as well. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to my cubes here. I boxed important. I'm going to eliminate extra information. So anything pouring it into the tank, not necessary. Shift Command X. His new fish tank, don't really need to know that. And there we go. Now I'm going to solve. Now for this problem, 5th graders, I need to know how much water does he need to add to the tank. Well, he's already done 2 3/8, and then he added another full bucket plus 1. So really he's gone and done 3 3/8. And he needs to get to 9 total. So plus something equals 9. So in order to solve this problem, I'm going to have to do 9 minus 3 3/8 to get how much he puts into his tank, which we're not going to do right now. But I do want you to think about that and think about the story problem strategy. I do want you to do problem number 4 and problem number 3 on your own. Number 2 and number 1 are ones that I did for you. I want you to highlight the numbers in a color. I want you to underline the question using this underline tool. Highlight some important words that think that help you. You can get rid of or delete parts that you don't think is important, and then you can solve the problem. And you're probably going to need a scratch of paper to solve it, 5th graders, so make sure that you are doing it on a scratch piece of paper. All right, well, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.